Hey guys, Mtgnoob here. I'm bringing you a draft. So we open a glaring spotlight, not so much. There's a lot of good green cards in the pack, and a lot of good Simic cards in the pack. That makes me a little bit weary of taking a green card. That leaves us kind of with Madcap Scales, Smite, or Martial Glory. I think the best card in the pack is Slaughterhorn, but I really don't like passing 4, 5 good cards. But I mean, taking a Smite over it or Madcap Skills doesn't seem like where I want to be. We might get cut pack 2, but I'm going to take the Slaughterhorn here, I believe. I am debating taking the Madcap Skills, though. Alright, we get past a Breeding Pool, which is very nice, but I'm going to pass on that. A Boros Elite, a Pit Fight, a Warmind Infantry, and an Ivy Lean Denizen number 2. I think it's a little bit likely that we're going to be taking this or this or this. I tend to not get enough removal in my green decks, so I think I'm going to take the Pit Fight over both of these. However, passing 2 Ivy Lane Denizens might be a little bit sad on the way back, but I think I'm just going to snatch up the Pit Fight here. Wow. Jeez Louise. Get a Stomping Ground, an Experiment 1, a Pit Fight, a Warmind Infantry, and a second Madcap Skills. This pack must have been bonkers. Bonkers. I think I'm going to be taking the Experiment 1, although we did just ship 2 duels, which is pretty frustrating. There's no way to not pass a Gruul signal, but we are getting Gruul ourselves. I think Experiment 1 is pretty good, so we're going to take that. Okay, and here we get a Disciple of the Old Ways over a Biomass Mutation. Oh, wait. The Burning Tree Emissary? No, we're taking the Burning Tree Emissary over the Disciple of the Old Ways. But our neighbors are also in Gruul, like, big time. Finally, we get the one, red/green card in our pack. It appears that Simic is wide open as well. Okay, we're going to take... Wow, Simic is so open. I think we're going to take the Ember Beast over the Cinder Elemental here, but I do like me a Cinder Elemental. We're in the right colors. I don't want to say we're in the open guild, but we're definitely playing along with what our neighbor is trying to tell us. Okay, and we get another...
Bill. I've had diabetes.
We get another ridiculous pack. Jeez Louise. I think we want the Disciple of the Old Ways over the Skinbrand Goblin, but we are going to get no love pack 2. It's just not happening. Nobody's Gruul on our right, but on our left, everybody is Gruul or Simic. There's just no way we're not getting any love in pack 2. Just no love. No glove, no love. Alright, so in this pack we can take a Gruul Guildgate over Frenzied Tilling. The only reason I'm going to take the Gruul Guildgate here, even though I believe it's a bit too slow for us, is because if we get a Greenside Watcher, we do get to do more explosive things. There's a Naturalize for the board, but I think I'm going to pass on that. Here we get the... Wow. Our Madcap Skills Wield? Are you kidding me? Jeez, nobody is in it. Alright, we can take this Madcap Skills and be pretty happy. Although Glaring Spotlight just wins games, I think we might be fast enough to beat a Glaring Spotlight deck. I don't really want this card. I'm not going to splash out. I'm going to just take the Riot Gear. We can take this for a sideboard, but I've seen Riot Gear put to good use against me recently, so I'd like to probably give it a try. Could hack this Keymaster Rogue, but I'm going to take the playable. Okay, this card's annoying, this card's annoying, this card's whatever. Alright, so at the end of pack 1, we're pretty content with the way our deck looks. We ended up getting back a Madcap Skills, but the Pit Fights went. All the things that we were hoping to get back kind of went. We do have a decent deck so far, though. We're somewhat heavy focused on the 2. We want to fill in some more creatures at the 2, though. Okay, and crappy rare number 2 is opened in Illusionist Bracers. However, we do get a Shanktail, which I'll gladly snatch up. It's a pretty good pack, except for it's not amazing for us. We do get a Shanktail over an Active Treason. I don't think we wheel anything from this pack. Maybe we get to hack some stuff, though. Some decent Blood Rushers in Slaughterhorn and Shanktail so far. So far, so okay, and we have an interesting pack here in that we get past the Scar Goliath and the Miming Slime and a second Madcap Skills and Sky Knight Legionnaire, which we won't be taking. I do really like Miming Slime in Blood Rush decks, but I think I'm just going to take the second Madcap Skills and start to try to prioritize creatures after this point. Alright, and speaking of creatures, we get a Bomber Core, which not really a great one. If you looked at the last pack, we saw a Cloudfin Raptor, and now we're getting a second Cloudfin Raptor. I'm not going to jump ship, but it seems like those kind of things are pretty good, I've been told. Here we're going to take a Goblin over Spire Tracer and hope the Spire Tracer wheels. From the way this pack looks, it might not, but it's possible, but not likely. Alright, nothing really for us in this pack. We could just take a Fortress Cyclops. As we said, that this pack is not going to be very friendly to us. I can take a Fortress Cyclops for our late game, as our late game doesn't really exist currently, or I could take a Boros Guildgate in case we end up wanting to splash something. I'm going to take the Guildgate over the Cyclops. And here we get a very late mugging, and I'm happy about that. This pack must have been pretty deep that these playables are still here. Bomber Core number 2 is fine. We could take a Simic Guildgate, but I don't think we want to be all in on gates. So far the deck's okay. Not super in love with it. We need to get more like piggies and things of that nature. Ooh, double murder investigation. We're a little all in on these flyers, which I don't want, but we said this pack is going to be a bit rough, and as you could see, it's somewhat been rough. We do get a mugging, get some Bomber Core, which aren't great, but, you know, with Madcap Skills, pretty decent. Okay, the Guild Mage comes back. I think I'm going to actually hack this over playing a Forced Adaptation. I think the Guild Mage does give us problems. And I don't think we're going to end up with much else coming our way from this pack. Like I originally said, these packs have not been very gruel deep. Tower Defense is a fine trick out of the board. Okay. We possibly could have been like Simic instead of gruel. Alright, this card is really good against us. The Spire Tracer didn't wheel, which is unfortunate. We got 12 creatures and things of that nature. And we got some playables, but nothing really majorly good. Okay, and let's see what we open. Hopefully we open something really nice here and get rewarded for our hard work. Pack 3 should be friendly to us. Friend or foe? Hopefully friendly. I'd take like a Rubble Belt Raiders or something like that, or crappy rare number 3. Okay, this is actually a pick. I'm pretty stacked at the 4s, and with not too many green creatures, I'm just going to take a third Madcap Skills. Thank you. I have actually had decks where I've had 4 Madcap Skills and just not have 1. This pack maybe something wheels, like a Burst of Strength. Hopefully the Spire Tracer or the Armored Transport comes back. Gorkland Rampager there was pretty clutch. Glad our neighbor is on the same plan as we are, which is, hey, I'll give you everything you want, you give me everything I want in these exchanges. Okay, our neighbor is super cool, but wow, kind of wish I was in those colors. This isn't a 5-alarm fire deck. This is a Slaughterhorn Blood Rush kind of deck. Meh and the meh store. I think we want the Armored Transport. We can't splash for this. This card beats us, but hopefully we don't play against it. I think we just take the Armored Transport. Wow, Experiment 1 number 2, welcome to the team. Over the 2/4 Charger. Starting with 2 of these into Madcap Skills is just bonkers. Okay, awesome. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Tues. I hate this new failed thing. It always makes me think I'm going to pick the wrong one. I think I'm going to take the pig here, but I could see just taking the disciple. I think the pig has more upside, but we are kind of a more aggressive deck in where the disciple on 2 is really strong with 3 madcap skills. I'm going to go against my better judgment and take the disciple over the pig. Okay, and hopefully we'll get rewarded. This is super late. Shouldn't be there. Okay, Gruul Key Rune is interesting. We don't have much of a late game, but it is another creature. Right now we're exactly at 23. I don't think I want the mana production that it gives us. I'll just take a Burst of Strength. This card beats us more. Devour Flesh kicks our teeth in. Not playing these, I think. It's 25. It's a deck. I don't think we play this right gear, honestly. I think we could run 16 lands on this deck. Wow, Miming Slime? Sure. Welcome. That allows us to more or less cut at least some of these Millennia Gargoyles, as we want to be making our deck as fast and furious as possible. I don't think the next 5 cards are really going to have anything for us, but if they do, great. If not, we can run this out right now. Okay, we get a Denizen. I think I'm going to take it over the Wildwood Rebirth and the Mind's Eye Drake, because having 1-drops in this deck seems important. He's not a very good 1-drop, but it does allow us to play this deck as a 16 land deck and just not play the flyers. Totally Lost does hurt us. Oh, I didn't want to show all. Bioshift, sure. I still want to build a Razor Tip Whip deck. Be like, Razor Tip Whip in your face. Alright, let's build it up. Alright, so we're going to build this deck. The only thing that I was really concerned with when thinking of this deck was that we more or less got to a point where we took a 2-drop over the pig. I don't know how correct that was, but with 3 madcap skills, it really does seem like we want to be taking 2-drops over other things like 5s, etc. Okay, so we're just getting everything in. And the good thing about this deck, which I'm pretty sure we can play 16 lands, if not 15. I don't think I want to risk the 15 lands, but is all of these 4s and 2 of these 3s are actually 1s and 2s, which is pretty nice. So this is that. I think we are going to play Burst of Strength and this. I'm tempted to play this, but I don't really know. I mean, these flyers might be worth it. We're not playing 15. If we were going to play something, we would be cutting this and possibly this for 2 flyers. But I really think having the early of this is worth it. I don't think the Burst of Strength is actually worth it, believe it or not, because I don't think untapping things, we're not going to be blocking like ever. If we're blocking, we're super behind. The only good thing about it is Miming Slime. Like it makes our Miming Slime guy a little bit better, and Burst of Strength plus this is pretty sweet. But I think maybe I want to have like an evasion creature to finish them off. So I think we could run this. So this is our deck more or less, and like I said earlier, this is a 3, this is a 3, this is a 2, these are 1s, this is a 2. So I mean, this is kind of how our deck really looks. So we need 2 to 3 land to function in this deck. My only concern is the Millennia Gargoyle versus the Burst of Strength. Burst might just be good enough to get us there, whereas the top end might not be good enough. You know what, I think I'm going to play the Burst. There's the argument that I should be playing a Riot Gear, but I think this gives us another trick, which is probably better than a 2/2 flyer. Alright, let's add some lands. They suggest 8/8. I'm down with that, and let's submit. As always, thanks for watching, and please check out the Themtgnoob.com. Thanks, guys.